Long ago, in the heart of a mighty kingdom, a story unfolded that would change the course of many lives. It was a kingdom led by King David, a man of faith and power. Yet, in the midst of peace within the royal walls, there was a dark and hidden truth, one that began with a simple bond between siblings, but ended in betrayal, devastation, and regret. The palace that once echoed with joy and laughter now carried whispers of a forbidden tragedy. A tragedy that would haunt not only the royal family, but all those who would hear this tale. This is the story of Amnon, the crown prince, and Tamar, his beautiful half-sister, siblings tied by blood, yet torn apart by a ruthless, unspoken desire. Amnon, the crown prince, had everything a man could wish for: power, wealth, and respect. But there was something else that stirred in his heart, a dark, burning obsession that grew with each passing day. Tamar, the daughter of King David, was not only his sister but his obsession. Her beauty and grace were like a beacon to him, and though they were family, a dangerous attraction took root. But Tamar, pure and innocent, could never have seen it coming. She was the embodiment of grace in the palace, her laughter a melody in the halls, her kindness known to all who encountered her. To her, Amnon was nothing more than a brother, someone she could trust without question. But Amnon's thoughts were not as pure as hers. Every time he laid eyes on her, a twisted desire simmered beneath the surface, something that no brother should ever feel. And so, the prince plotted. Amnon's friend Jonadab, seeing Amnon's distress, advised him to feign illness. Lie down and pretend to be sick, Jonadab suggested. When King David comes to visit, ask him to send your sister Tamar to prepare and serve you a meal. Say you can only eat if she feeds you. David, believing Amnon was genuinely ill, sent Tamar to Amnon's house to make food for him. Tamar, ever the dutiful sister, went to Amnon's house, prepared the food as requested, and served it to him. Amnon then sent everyone else out of the room, leaving just him and Tamar together. As Tamar came close to feed Amnon, he grabbed her and assaulted her. But it was too late. In an instant, her world was ripped apart as Amnon, the brother she had always trusted, forced himself upon her. She tried to resist, to cry out, but her strength was no match for the violence of his actions. Amnon, in his cruel obsession, had taken everything from her in that moment: her innocence, her safety, her trust in the very family she loved. When the deed was done, Amnon left the room, as though nothing had changed. Tamar, broken and shaking, stood motionless. She could not comprehend what had just happened, could not fathom the betrayal she had suffered. Her heart pounded in her chest and a flood of emotions rushed through her: anger, confusion, fear, and disbelief. She was his sister, and yet he had violated the bond that should have protected her. The pain she felt was not just physical, it was the emotional toll of a sibling's betrayal, something far more devastating than any injury could ever be. And in that moment, she realized the truth. Her family was not the safe haven she had always believed it to be. In the days that followed, Tamar's heart sank deeper into sorrow. She could no longer look at Amnon without feeling revulsion, yet the royal family remained unaware. She struggled with her silence, with the fear of bringing shame to her father, the king. But her silence was not without consequence. It festered, like a wound that would never heal. Word began to spread, though quietly, that something was wrong in the palace. The trust between father and son, between family members, began to crumble. The kingdom that had once stood strong began to shake from within, for Amnon's sin would not go unnoticed forever. The truth would eventually come to light. Tamar could not remain silent forever, and in time her cries for justice would be heard. King David, upon learning of his son's actions, was filled with fury and heartbreak. The son he had raised, the son he had trusted, had betrayed not only Tamar, but the very foundation of their family. But justice in the kingdom would not be easy. Amnon's punishment would not be swift, for he was the crown prince, and his father was torn between the law of the land and the love for his son. However, the kingdom would not let this sin go unpunished. The family that had once been united in faith was now divided by shame and guilt. And Tamar, forever changed, would carry the weight of this betrayal with her for the rest of her life. She would never again feel the warmth of trust or the safety of family. But through her pain, she would rise, A woman of strength, not broken, but scarred. Her story would echo through the halls of the kingdom, a reminder of the terrible cost of betrayal and the need for justice. So let this story remind us all. Family is a sacred bond, and to break it is to destroy everything you hold dear. Justice must always prevail, for without it, we are all lost. Share this story to spread awareness of justice, betrayal, and the need for righteousness. Subscribe for more Bible animations and share this message with those who need to hear it.